3, 2, 1, fire. One fire.
And as you can see, family, I'm in the building. What it do, peoples? What it do? What it do? Good morning to all the beautiful people that just didn't tap in. Y'all know I was up here a little late with my little share game, but I did most of it. I'm getting it out the way real quick. We ain't got to hit it at all them places. It's places like we're gonna do it tonight. I just need it in a few little places. And then we finna get to rocking and rolling. I already got some stuff up for y'all. Let me get it together. Y'all set the tone. I'm just gonna go ahead and feed off into it, but I got some stuff up here for the family. I'm gonna go ahead and okay, I'm done because I already sent it out where I needed to send it out at. But let me tap into this.
Okay, it's just a laxative.
Relax. It's Miralax.
That's that. I got my phone still connected to Roadcasters. Y'all see I'm coming on YouTube. There we go. Damn, we got Crumble Cookie on here. We even got Crumble Cookie on here doing commercials on 810. What's up, family? Talk to me. And we saw Petty Fish already started it out with the $5 Friday. You heard? What's up, the lovely Deborah Luna, the lovely Carolyn Hendricks, Javier Ellis, what it do? Javier Jones, my bad. Javier Jones, what it do? Good brother coming in from Durham, North Carolina. What's up, Omar? Thank you for tapping in. Miss Tia, good morning. Good morning. What's up, family? What it do? What it do? I had some stuff sent to me, because I know it's Friday and everything, and thank goodness it is. But like I say, Winter's gonna give y'all a hell of a show. As she said, she tapping in and she going crazy because it's Friday anyway. She gonna probably she did say she might be on time, but take it with a grain of salt. What's up, Hassan Pinchback? Thank you for tapping in this morning, good brother. The lovely Lanita Murray. How you doing, beloved? What's up, Tony Terry? Thank you for tapping in, coming from the Miami-Dade County to 305. Let me see what Omar said. Hey, I'm Mr. Peachy voice. Hunk smash that like button, you heard? Because Mr. Peachy was mad, but listen, I got some stuff, man. I got some stuff sent me from one of the he like to call himself the bumpers. What's up, Mama Quill? Thank you for tapping in, beautiful. How you doing, Lanita Murray, with that $5 super chat? I got some stuff, and listen, Tia, you might like this. You might like this. You might like this. I'm just saying. I've been doing I was going through some things. I've been trying to. What's up, Concrete? Thank you for tapping in, good brother. For sure. The lovely Terry Nixon's in the building. I mean, we finna, we finna get to it, baby. But I want y'all to come on in. I already got I got my videos up. I gotta listen. I might be able to touch on a lot of people's subjects today. I've been up this morning. I even got stuff sent to me. So the one, like I say, some of y'all you might like it. Some of y'all might be, I don't know how you gonna respond to it, but I'm gonna let y'all come on in and we finna get to rocking and rolling because it is Friday. It is Friday, but I'm not gonna lie. The one I brought myself was between Megan Kelly versus Mark Levin. I've been doing some little what's the name, but this one I did get. I've been on X this morning, formerly known as Twitter. I've been trying to get some little things that we can go through, but I wanted to get the feedback on how the family gonna how y'all feel about this. Miss Karaja Smith, how you doing, beloved? How you doing? How you doing? Oh, we got the lovely Marcia A. Tarbert in the building. She said, good morning, Mickey, and all in the chat. It's $5 Friday. Hit that like button, share, and pay the producer, you heard? Because, certain factions of the boule don't like to pay 810. They don't want to pay us for nothing. They want it free, free, free. but we'll do this for y'all all day long, free. You know what I'm saying? The ones in the chat, even in the bushes, we will bring it to you free. You heard? Shout out to free anyway. But let me see. Okay, hey, listen, I got people who watch this. They send me stuff. I'm gonna give you a link. You know, I gotta take my glasses off to read some of this stuff. And this gonna probably be a future person coming on. You know, I don't want y'all to think I'm lying and stuff. I gotta block the brother out for you can't see who it is. That's how I like to roll. But y'all, I don't care if y'all see. But this is the type of stuff I be getting. Oh, I'm glad y'all didn't get to see it. This is the type of stuff I got this morning. You know, when they be hitting me, did I miss Lanita Murray? If I didn't, I'm gonna say it twice. Thank you to the lovely Lanita Murray for the $5 super chat. I don't want to miss nobody. Hey, Petty Fish got to do it again with the $5 super chat. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. But Granny G, good morning. Thank you for tapping in, beloved. But yeah, I kind of give you a little hint what I got read. It says, it said, morning, brother. Love you always. I wish I was on your show. It's unacceptable for any to support any sporting events. Boycotting all business has to be countered. Potholes, no jobs since day one. We've been exploited, enslaved in our minds. The only real power we have is our money. And once upon of gold, an ounce of gold in 1975 was $35 a day, and it's $5,500 in Ghana. Just ended being exploited by China and this evil country. Now they want us to destabilize. I'm just saying, this is the type of stuff that we get, and I understand what the brother is saying when he's saying don't receive a penny from 1492, 1619, 1776, 1865. At one time, there were more black people in this country stolen than whites today. There are more black people incarcerated than it was enslaved in 1810. Like I said, I be getting different stuff, so it's going to kind of, you know, some of the stuff I be getting and stuff, family, I'm just saying from the people that they be hitting me with everything. Wanda Smith, how you doing, beloved? Thank you for tapping in. Shooting the shit T, thank you for tapping in, family. Thank you for tapping in. Well, I guess I can kind of put it up where I wanted to go with today. And we, you know, Miss Tia, you might want to hear this. You know, I got this, you know, I was on X and I was watching, did I holler at my fellow 740 and shooting the shit T? How you doing, beloved? Granny G with the $5 Friday. Family's $5 Friday. Go green and blue. You heard? Miss Eunice, how you doing, beloved? Thank you for tapping in. Like I said, some might like it, some might not. Demetri Patton, how you doing? But I was looking at this far as the American contractors, like they talk about, they speak out this. I'm gonna let them say it for themselves, family. Like a lot of stuff that we got going on. Hold on, let me get this up for you.
I personally have a crew of 3 guys that want to work every single day. It's just hard fighting the wage increase that we have to deal with just due to the fact of the immigrants. Sorry to say that, but it's the truth.
Right. And what's going on with pricing?
Oh, well, my pricing hasn't changed in over 20 years due to the fact that we can't raise prices because nothing against builders, but builders get upset that housing prices haven't changed on our end for the last, I don't remember when the last time it changed on our end.
A lot of American construction workers looking for work in this country. You know what I'm saying? Now I see why they don't have jobs.
ICE is in his, I swear to God. I swear to God. They going crazy.
Every time I see one of these videos, I just be thinking, like, who hired these people?
And I know it's the fault of the company. I know it's the fault of the corporation. I know that's the problem. I'm not demonizing the undocumented, but I'm saying we need to stop it.
My bad, family. I got that courtesy of Tim, the good brother Tim Black, you know. I was watching it. Like I said, I'd be up watching things. So let me see who all done tapped in. Alan, how you doing, good brother? Thank you for tapping in. Michelle Smith, as we know her, a.k.a. Ann, and her husband is in the building. Thank you, Marcia Tarp, with the $5 super chat. Between I found out the opera report that Flint submitted to the Department of Treasury. Interesting. I got to mention Granny G again with the $5 super chat. She said, "Go green and blue." I hear you, Granny G. Mama Quill with the $4.99. Thank you, beloved, for with that. You know, we appreciate every time y'all help support what we got going on over here. Let me see what Omar said. Hey, Mickey, it's getting way harder for people to suppress the truth. Keep sharing, brother. Oh, for sure. Nah, because I wanted to put how you excuse me. How you doing, Sheila? Thank you for tapping in. Let me see what American white business owners created labor people that will work for less. A cheap labor. I understand what you were saying for sure. So you know, I was looking at it, and you know what I'm saying. Then we be hearing a lot about the ICE raids. They go into these these businesses and stuff, and that's when I was looking. I was like, damn. When I was watching it, I'm like, okay. When you do ride by, and I mean, you can't be mad at the people who have came here and got the jobs. You know, that's the thing we can't be mad at because we didn't create that. So, you know, when I was looking at it, I was like, damn, this is probably something. I mean, I can kind of understand what they saying, but I'm like the brother, like, who did this? And that's what you got to really look at. And you are right, Alan. You said the American business owners created cheap people that will work for less. Facts. And I think that's where the problem that we at right now. And it's like, and how they created it, like you said, they want cheap labor. And we have to be honest with that. You know, everybody wants something cheap. So it's terrible that they, and like I say again, it's the business, the people who own these big businesses. Because just think about it, if they took if General Motors was pulling out and they was going over to Mexico or what, you know, these different countries, they weren't doing it because they was doing it because they can get cheap labor. And sometimes we got to understand that it's just not an imported cheap labor. And we posted, you know, in the citizens is like, what? I mean, what's up, Katie? Thank you for tapping in. At the same, no, I mean, in kind of a way you can on how they going about it though, Miss Tia, because the thing is, what I say about that, why they not going after business owners who are doing the hiring? Why you not going at the business owners who did this? To me, it's like, once again, we you know, it seems like they playing the people on the bottom against each other when they continuously doing this. Let me see, Tasha Lynn. Good morning to you, beloved. Thank you for tapping in. Let me see what Deborah. Just like Flint, look what the contractors do. Yeah, for sure. You can go. I'm not trying to be. I'm not trying to be like. I'm just saying, when you go see who doing the jobs, you know what I'm saying? You can't be mad. I mean, you got to look at the people who doing the hiring. The U.S. has been trying to recreate slave labor since the slaves were free. AKD, you own to something. Oh, let me see. They are going after business owners. They are. I mean, are they? Because it's still going on. You would think if they really did something that we wouldn't continue having the same problem. I'm just being honest with you. I would love to say thank you, Roz. I don't know why my stuff. You and Mama. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know why people is, you know, and it ain't trying to be funny, but this is what they doing. She said they using money from nonprofits, bringing their relatives here. But who taught them the game? That's the thing. We got to go back. Who taught them the game? Listen, that's no different. You know, when you got immigrants exploiting their own people, it's no different than we exploiting our own people here, beloved. That's just like when you see the preacher, you finna see one of the greatest big exploitations that we get to see it in real time and we don't believe it. Look at all these people that's running for office, like your governors, your senators. Look, you know what I'm saying? Look how they finna be coming into the churches. Just look. You just finna look. Constance, thank you for tapping in, beloved. And good morning to you. Let me see what Deborah said. A guy I know picked up my eyes was given the name and social security number by the big contractor he worked for over 20 years. Okay. Then let me see. KD said they're going after the business owners, but not to extend they should be uniparty behavior. I mean, you should lose your business if it was real serious. If you're gonna do it right, lose your business. Because it couldn't even be but two. We got to look at two when we going in all these other countries too, and people looking at it like America, the land of milk and honey. I'm just saying, So you got, you have people do come in here. You got to look. A lot of these countries is war torn right now, warring up in there. They be like, well, we'll come over here. You know what I'm saying? We can do this, and truly, they do get to come here, but we don't know they plight. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we be looking at it like that's how it was back in the day when black was coming up. Then there 20 of us was living and 30 was living in the household. To each one got it together. All we doing is seeing a lot of people that what we did coming out of slavery. What's up, James? Thanks for tapping back in, good brother. Hey, listen, it don't matter coming from Boston. Long as you tap in, that's what it do. What is it, Jarvis Ramsey? Thank you for tapping in, good brother. What's up, Unc? Let me see. Alan said, business owner pays off the politician to turn a blind eye to the migrant workers. Facts. But that's what I'm saying. Ain't nobody like if just like I said, they corporations. When you got listen, I know a lot of people might don't want to believe it. And I gotta go back and search the video where I know it's on YouTube where what was the one lady they was saying she would give Trump $250 million if he ran for a third term? Do you understand? That's money. You know what I'm saying? So when you got people who got billions, down there trillions of dollars where they can just give you $200 million. You got people like Elon. I mean, these is real wealthy people that can come in. These corporations is like they can dictate. They over in other countries doing business. Listen, this thing is serious. Okay, look what Deborah said. He's still up north at the detention center since June 1st, not fighting extradition. Oh wow. But I mean, you're gonna have to get on the business owners about it. I mean, listen, what do we expect when you're looking at most of construction? That's why when people be saying, well, we can go get to, we got to not trying to be funny now. Like I can get some Mexicans that can come here and build this up in no time. Like, and you already seeing they want cheap labor. Just go look at city council when you hearing our people painting cable cords. How you doing, Lydia McNeely? Thank you for tapping in, beloved. Good morning, Eleanor Wicker, as we call her, Mama Wicker. Thank you for tapping in. Said that could be us, but we were busy taking shortcut money. I mean, listen, it could be. Granny G, when we with Granny G. So I remember farmers work their own land, and now there's more technology to do the work. They're taking jobs from the people that need them by working in the factory. Remember when they brought the robotics in the General Motors? What's up, the lovely Sherry Allen in the building? I mean, this was no different when they was taking jobs from General Motors. What you seen? It was a time. I remember my uncle. My cousin father. I remember he said when he worked at General Motors, like he said they used to have to lift the bumpers up, and I think Uncle was like about 6'3", 6'4". You know what I'm saying? Nice, strong man. Like he said, they was having to put them on put them up there themselves. It ain't like, nah, you got it. You can just push a button and bring the thing down, lift it up, take it. Yeah, that's, mass production. At one time, it was the people was doing all of this. So it's like, they supposedly bringing stuff in can make it more, it ain't the old barbaric ways, but it's still people. Rest they so. What's up, Common Sense? Thank you for tapping in, good brother. Thank you. Is this turning out right? Yeah. Let me see. Let me restart my phone. Boy, I tell you, don't get one of these phones, one of the worstest. But let me see with Concrete. Too bad you can't play music because some of us need to hear Pierce get fired up. He's speaking to exactly what you're talking about, especially how those higher up deceives at the bottom for sure. Concrete. I want to put this up for y'all can see it. And let me see. What do you think Latinx is going to come in the neighborhoods and do? They're going to group together under and contract and build the new Flint for half of what black man or white man. I mean, but listen, but you got to look at who allowing them to build it. Can we get mad? Because I was saying something else when it was talking about, I gotta go back and show it. When it was saying, I remember my uncle used to tell me this. He was like, when you saw like these road construction crews, a lot of them used to be, back in the day, them was black jobs. But you see how how things have reversed. It just is what it is. But they gonna, people still gonna want cheap labor. You know what I'm saying? We not gonna get past getting cheap labor. That's just a fact. That's just how it is. Let me see what. My phone is really getting bad service up in here because I can't see the chat. Let me see what Omar said. Omar said, Mickey, AI is gaining more ground every day. People have to pay attention. Facts, but look what you got to use to run AI. Let me see. Deborah said, I watched South America crew knock out that roof on Elga in a day and a half. Andy's roofing truck parked out from front advertising. Hey, listen, this ain't nothing new. We just can't see it because we looking at it. We looking from the mind of back in the day on how we seen stuff being played. It's just modernized now. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing changed. That's how we seeing it. We still looking at, okay, if this what this is, this how I gotta look. You gotta have chains on. You gotta have, they ain't as barbaric as they was back in the day. See, we still judging them, but they still doing barbaric shit now. Don't get it twisted. The game is still the same. Let me see, Katie, you can't blame them, but you can't call American xenophobic because we are wising up to the grift for sure. I ain't just read it off here. We are survival of the fittest. Shit, hell yeah, place for sure. Good morning, Constance. Thank you for tapping in this morning, beloved. But because look, I don't know if another race could have done it. Went through this type of stuff. Let me see. General Motors also didn't want to employ educated black people as engineers over their white non-educated employees. I can agree with you with that because it's in there. You can still look at some of the stuff going on now. But let me get to this other video, family. That was one down. Let me get to this one. We got on that one. Let me get to this one now. This one got sent to me, and I got to give y'all this. I can't wait till I can get this haircut. What's up, partner? Good morning. What up? What it do, Winnie? Let me get to this other one. I got another one now. This got sent to me from the people. So let me go and put this up here for y'all. They want it broke down. It said the current flavors of the Republican Party. Now, I get stuff sent to me. We're going to go ahead and play this, and we're going to talk about it, family. We're going to go and talk about this. Let me get this together for y'all.
You've heard me talk before about how there are all these different flavors of MAGA Republicanism. And that they're sort of fellow travelers, but they didn't necessarily all come together to do the same thing. So, for example, you have the tech bros who joined onto the Trump train late in 2024. People like Elon Musk, for example, or Peter Thiel, who is sort of the mentor and the sponsor of JD Vance. And they joined into that because they really wanted to get rid of regulation and of taxes because they wanted to be able to run their businesses however they wished and felt like the laws that the Congress had put in place to protect women and the environment and people of color and so on, and the taxes that those programs cost were stopping them from being able to create this brilliant fantasy future to which they imagine they will someday go. So you have the tech bros, but they're sort of fellow travelers to the white nationalists who are really interested in taking over the federal government and making it even stronger than it is now in order to force a theocracy essentially on the rest of us. And then there's sort of the business people who went along with MAGA because they didn't like taxes and they didn't like regulation, and they wanted access to the kind of government contracts that really make up a number of defense businesses, for example, or people like Elon Musk. And then you had people like Donald Trump who were in there because they wanted power and they wanted to stay out of jail. And all of those people kind of were in the leadership, while you then had at the lower levels of the Trump train, the true believers, the MAGAs, and I'll separate them off in a second from the people who voted for Trump in 2024. But the MAGAs who are sort of feeling religiously and culturally left behind, and so they just like Trump. They feel that he speaks for them and they don't pay any attention to what he actually does. He's kind of their avatar, if you will. And they voted for him in 2024. And then you also had, along with them, a number of people who were frustrated by the economy overwhelmingly, and maybe had not paid a lot of attention to to politics before that, and who also were paying a lot of attention to what we now call the manosphere.
Talk to me, family. Okay, you said she's spot on. I'm just saying, like I say, this is different stuff. What y'all want to? I mean, what's your opinion on it? Let me see what Sheila said. Yeah, I follow her. She's spot on. I could, you know, when I was looking at it, that's why I'm like, because I got that sent to me, and they was like, "Look, you need to put this out here for people can understand about the MAGA movement." I'm like, okay, so I can kind of understand when when you seeing certain things, and it's like, and I get what y'all know Unc Carl be saying about, because I'm looking at the guy right now that they was mad at. What is his name? Joe Ken or whatever. How Trump and people coming out saying he was racist, this and that. And it's like, you didn't know that before, but so now he racist. What's up, James? Thank you for the $2 super chat, good brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And my thing is, y'all didn't see that. You know what I'm saying? And plus, even with the ones who poor like us, that's MAGA. I'm trying to figure out how they figure, and I just, like what we seeing now. Trump came in saying he was not going to start no wars. We at wars right now. Oh, for sure. That's what it is. Zachary Harrison, thank you for tapping in. So how do y'all feel about her breaking down the MAGA movement? And I see what you saying, Sheila. You saying she's spot on. How the rest of y'all feel? Oh, wow. What you said. Deborah said, my husband is Hispanic, but more American than me. He's enlightened me to the contractor construction gig. Wow. Let me see what that. The only thing was trucking rates were low. Okay. We were in a damn if we do and damn if we don't situation. Foul. Hey, thank you, Deborah Luna, for being a member for 13 months. I'm hitting that CA so you can get it all for sure. I'm just trying to fit, like I said, when I was looking at it this morning, I was like, damn, that's rough right there. Let me see what Concrete said. She broke it down to a science. That's what happens when you vote on emotion instead of vetting out who and I think that's what we've been doing a lot here. That's what we be doing here. So Trump didn't care about that man being racist. He's been historically racist. And that's what I'm saying. Let me see, Miss T. I'm not mega Republican. I'm just voting with my wallet. But that wallet is getting pinched now, though. I mean, it's getting hit really hard right now because if you go look at all of the listen, and I'm not one of them who gonna just, and I'm not gonna lie, I will say this. I do feel like when the dude got to be boots on the ground, the ones who voted for Trump should be the first ones who they should be the first line of defense. I'm not being funny. That's just how I feel. I'm just gonna be honest, because you know a lot of us didn't sign up for this, and that's what I'm thinking. Like even with, and that's what I be trying on some of the MAGA supporters. Well, I'm gonna just say them Trump supporters. Oh, she a professor. Oh, hey Sheila, I'm finna get on her. You know what I'm saying? I just got that sent to me. I wanted to play that because like I said, it was a lot of them. Listen, I get some stuff. I get some stuff, and it messed me up when she was breaking it down because I know a lot of people be want to act like, and don't get it twisted. To me, oh, I got another video for y'all. Hot damn it, y'all. Let me give y'all something right here. What's up, Denise Cousin? Thank you for tapping in. Let me give y'all something right quick. Oh my goodness. Lord, forgive me. I almost forgot it. Well, I guess I was saving this for the best one. Because I don't want people to forget this man right here. Like, I got this off of X2. I don't know if this how true this is. But we're gonna peep it out together, family, in case some people forget. Oh, crap, let me bring this down. I mean, this is the type of stuff we go through on a regular, family. Let me see. Okay, I got that off of there. Let me get right here. Oh, I got another one for you. When they say, hold up. I got this off of X2. Let me see. Let me get this right here. Okay, hold on one second. This from Don Salmon. If I'm Don Salmon, I'm hoping I'm saying his name right. He said, "Never forget John Fetterman, kidnapped by an innocent black man who was out running, getting an exercise. Track him down with a shotgun. John Fetterman is a racist, just like Trump. And to hell with all of you so-called progressives left who supported him." Let me go ahead and get this together for y'all. Let me get this together for y'all. Let me see. Petty Fish can we gonna work today. Hold on. Let me do it right. We're gonna work today, family. Petty Fish, thank you for this. It's freaking Friday, family, with another $5 super chat. Let me get to Mark. What Mark say? I think Lyndon Johnson quote remains. These guys working hourly jobs think they can be billionaires. The most of the worlds have mega millionaire parents. They're finding out they're not in the same game. Hey, Mark, they don't want to believe it. They didn't want to believe it. Let me see what Katie said. Trump has made it worse, but our wallets have been being pinched. Biden did an awesome thing with the COVID money, but there was no fraud oversight, and here we are. Facts, Katie. You know, it's terrible all around. But let me play this for y'all, the good man, John Fetterman. Let me put this out here for y'all.
Says he rushed his son inside, called 911, and took off in his truck after a masked man in black he saw running. But Chris Mayeras, the man Fetterman confronted, turns out to be an innocent jogger who police say had no weapon.
There wasn't any assault rifle shots. It was bottle rockets behind the library.
Mayor Fetterman did have a weapon.
A 20 gauge shotgun under the back seat of my truck, which I pulled out and I showed to just say, look, we're going to wait here and we're going to get this all sorted out when the police arrive.
Mayeras and the mayor tell very different stories. He says Fetterman
followed me into North Braddock and pulled a shotgun and aimed it at my chest.
Did you point the shotgun at him?
No, I did not. I pointed it, a way so that he would see that I was armed, but I did not point it at him. In fact, I didn't even have a round chambered or remove the safety at that point.
For both men, it was frightening. North Braddock's police chief says his officers tell him the shotgun incident was over when they arrived. Mayeras says that's not true. The police tried to laugh it off.
I mean, there's a mayor with a shotgun and 6 other cops surrounded me. What else can I do but this?
I believe I did the right thing, but I may have broken the law during the course of it. And, I'm certainly not above the law.
Once again, I'm just saying, family, there's stuff out there. Once you go, like I said, this is the stuff that we have to deal with. That was another jogger, but these are liberals, allegedly. Let me see what Concrete said. Fetterman, just like the former senator from West Virginia, he's a Democrat in name only. Pay attention to how he votes. Right. They would forget about them Dixiecrats. Let me see what Mama Quill. We didn't sign up for this, but we are a casualty of the Trump. Facts. Would you? She said, "Ninja, please." Let me see. Anybody who still believes there's only one law been living under a rock. Facts. Facts. Listen, so you can understand what happened to the brother when that happened down there in Georgia. Like I said, so you can understand what happened to the brother in California on New Year's out there shooting. Ice threw his clothes, threw his outfit. He was off, put his stuff back on, took him out. I mean, but this is the type of stuff that we go up under. You automatically in their minds considered guilty. Oh, we got to find out. I can pull my shotgun out. And this ain't nothing new, family. So when we get these people and when they want to throw John Fitterman. Hey, facts, Sheila, but they don't want to believe that. I keep telling people that it does not matter the party affiliation. A racist is a racist. Yeah, that's why when you hear these little titles, oh, this a liberal. Okay. I told y'all. And this is not me harking on nothing. I'm just being honest with y'all. I talked to a Republican and a Democrat. Only thing they differed at was what happened in Minnesota. But they both agreed upon far as, you know, let's let that play out what happened in California. Now, they did say they both took the stance that the ICE agent, hold on, we got to take his side till all the facts come out. But when it got to Minnesota, is where the liberal and the Republican, you know what I'm saying, they both took different stance. I'm going to say the conservative. And I'm just being honest with y'all. And that's just how it is. Let me see. Tony Terry said, I heard they may be shutting down a few airports due to TSA not getting paid. Saw Gerald Ford Airport up there by you, allegedly. Hey, Tony Terry, you never know what's going on right now. To me, I just think they like I just think they got something going on, you know. And we keep hearing about, you know, like the lady said, Trump was only running for power because he didn't want to go to jail. The Democrats were trying to lock his ass up. But it's no different when he's seen other people get locked up. But I'm just saying the Epstein files told us a lot that we already need to know. Let me get out. But I thought we need to see that because sometimes we be forgetting a lot of these people that they be parading out here come from a place where they couldn't stand us and we just let it go. Let me see what Kate, the systems are racist. I'm only voting for people who are not working against Black Americans or the middle class. As far as I'm concerned, they're all racist. I feel you, Katie, and I hear you. Let me get another one. Let me go pull this up right here. Let me go right here. Let me see if this one. Did I pull this one up right here? Well, Megyn Kelly and Mark, let me go pull this up. Let me go here. Let me do this one real quick. I'll come back to that one. Because Tim Black did something, man. It was like, on D.L. Hughley, man. It blew my mind. It blew my mind, family. But let me go ahead and put this up. I hope he don't get mad at me highlighting this from the brother Tim Black. Because I wanted to take this. This was a good one. But these are the people they put up in our face. Let me see what Concrete said. Christy Norman's head rolled over Minnesota. She was fine as long as it was happening to the Spanish-speaking people. Hey, listen, for sure. Let me see. Denise, I pretty much live by the rule. When someone says it's all right, it don't bite. And I never asked to. That shows I've raised my boy. Every dog bites someone or sometimes or someone's self-preservation for sure. What's up, Shotty Shire? Thank you for tapping in. Let me see. Since Trump is in office, this is the first time in years I've seen Black men back in construction. I mean, listen, it's rough, but let me put this video up right here. But you saw that right there, what I was putting down. Let me get over here with this. But I mean, these the people. Let me go put old Tim Blackhead Black up on this thing real quick, family. Let me go ahead and get to playing this for y'all. Hold on 1 second. Work with me, family. Work with me.
Kamala Harris thing. I am going to tell y'all right now, I'm on the verge one of these days real soon to blow on a gasket. If I see that lady, figuratively speaking, in our face one more time talking about she told us so, it's pissing me off.
If he hears the vice president, a former vice president, tell us that she was right over and over again, he'll blow a gasket. Chris Christie in conversations has talked about going to Donald Trump's country club in New Jersey and hearing Trump say this.
Called me on one late Saturday afternoon in 2018 and said, "What are you doing tonight?" "I don't have any plans." And he said, "Look, Melania's away for the weekend with Barron." He goes, "I really don't want to eat dinner by myself. Come and have dinner with me." So we went up to Bedminster and had dinner with him. And he was talking to my wife and he looked at her and said, "Remember something, Mary Pat, if you say something enough times, it becomes the truth, whether it's true or not." When I say shamelessness, he looked at my wife and said, "Whether it's true or not, if I say it enough times, it becomes true."
Trump repeats lies over and over again. The election was stolen. He not only is he saying it, but he's using the power of the presidency to seize voting records in both Arizona and Georgia and to try to forward the notion of a lie. But he knows if he says it over and over again, you will do it. Remember the lie about there'll be no new wars? Remember about the lie about how groceries are going to go down? Remember the lies how wars will end? Remember all those lies? He says them over and over again. It's ironic that Kamala Harris told us what was true, and that truth is manifested its way in our lives every single day. There's not a thing you can point to that she said that she was wrong about. Donald Trump lies to us on a daily basis, every day. And those lies are in our lives every day. More, the groceries are not down, gas is not lower. There are several new wars. He's had military action in California, in Illinois, in Minneapolis, in Vermont, in DC, in Yemen, in Nigeria, in Iran, in Venezuela, in Syria. I think it's ironic that Stephen A. Smith is more angered by a black woman's truth than a white man's lies.
You know what I look forward to? I look forward to one day not having to hear D.L. Hughley cape for Kamala Harris or the Democratic Party. I look forward to a time when D.L. Hughley goes back to telling the joke, you know, the one like wrench around and wrench it off. Or the one about the wash rag on the nightstand. You know, D.L. has so many great jokes. As D.L. Hughley was listing all the reasons, all the wars that Donald Trump has gotten us into, I thought maybe he was having a brain fart for a moment because they sounded just like all the same places that Obama bombed. It was sounding like the Obama greatest hits. Yemen, Syria. That's what it sounded like. But it was funny because DL not only didn't have a problem with those bombings when Obama was in office, he wrote a book praising them. Yeah, man, I'm not going to sit here and defend Trump when he makes up whoppers. In fact, I called him out about a whopper recently because I'm not D.L. Hughley. I will call out Republicans and Democrats, something he would never do. I'm not going to defend Trump on any lies he tells. Why would I defend lies? But unlike DL, I remember lies that were being told. Here goes a few off the top of my head that Obama told. Feel free to tell your friends about these. They've been fact-checked by PolitiFact and factcheck.org. One, we don't need that for because everybody black that has an internet connection who's over the age of, I don't know, maybe 30, knows about Flint water. And they know how Obama went down to Flint and lied to every black person in America, at least in America, maybe in the world, when he said there was nothing wrong with the water and you could drink it. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed or not, DL, but that was a deadly lie that he told to us in our community, to poor, vulnerable people when he went down there to Cape for not even a Democrat white governor, but a Republican white governor. That's one. How about, here goes two. Here goes another one. How about the Affordable Care Act? That wasn't affordable at all. That was a lie. That shit was high. In fact, the Affordable Care Act ended up being so high for people couldn't afford to get it. And then they couldn't afford it, so they ended up having to pay a penalty at the end of the year because they couldn't afford to keep the insurance that was mandated that you had to keep. In fact, PolitiFact named that you could keep your health insurance. They named that the lie of the year for 2013 due to the expansive, the whopper size lie that it was on a scale of millions of people being lied to about their everyday lives.
Ben, looking back at the year, I'd like to ask you what your reaction was to the nonpartisan truth-telling group, PolitiFact, when it said that the lie of the year was your statement that if you like your health care plan, you can keep it.
A president saying, I'm going to bring down the cost of chicken ain't the same thing as a president saying you can keep your health coverage. What the hell? Let me give you another one. How about the Benghazi attack? Republicans talked a whole lot about this. They were really upset. I think it was a rule that no Democrats could bring it up. But there were people that died during the Benghazi attacks. Remember Stevens? Ambassador Chris Stevens and 3 others were murdered. And then Obama lied and said it was due to some YouTube video. But instead what it was Al-Qaeda. But it was an election time, and he didn't want to make it look like we were vulnerable or that he made bad decisions, so he lied.
That's the one thing you can't lie about. You can gaslight the American people all you want, but the grocery store tells a different thing. Like, I don't need a speech. Hamburgers are $10 a pound.
He lied about the cause or the impetus behind the attack on the embassy. You wrote a book. You didn't even talk about it. Of course you wouldn't. He just talked about how great it was. We had a Kenyan president, a Kenyan American president.
I am proud to be the first American president to come to Kenya. And of course, I'm the first Kenyan American to be president of the United States.
Yeah, let's go for 5, because we know Trump lies all the time. But see, here's the thing about Trump's lies. Most of them are stupid. This is that stupid lie. You know what Obama lied about? He lied about having his Department of Justice target Republican organizations. Yeah. He used his government, he weaponized government to audit organizations that had the name Tea Party or anything equivalent in the title of their companies. This is against the law. This is called weaponizing the government. This is the same thing you're accusing Trump of doing. Remember, everything I'm listing here is from Fact Check or PolitiFact. There are many more. In fact, back when Obama was running for re-election, they put up like 50 lies that Obama told. But since some of them could be contested because that's partisan, I wanted to go with a list of things that were by an independent fact checker.
Oh, my bad, family. I just wanted to play that video, just to show everybody play the game. Facts, Katie. Everybody play the game. But like I said, I wanted to bring that up because Tim Black did speak up on the Flint water crisis. That is just everybody playing the game. He said Tim is full of lies. He's no Republican Party tore up the Affordable Care Act, but those dummies didn't even realize to keep the stuff they tore up. So, no, you know what, Sheila, I'll play the video where he did talk about that when they was breaking it down. I'm not going to say he did, like I said, but he was just showing that how all of them have played games and even talking about D.L. Hughley. That's all it is. I mean, it goes back to kind of what Malcolm X was saying when he was talking about we're sending out our comedians and, different people out here to go. And it's like, and it's true to this day because we'll get Cardi B's, we get rappers, you know what I'm saying? But there go play, like I said, even with Ice Cube, even though they used his name, but Dr. Claude Anderson was behind that, what was they calling it? I forgot what Ice Cube was coming with. And Dr. Claude Anderson is one of the top people in his field. Yeah, I mean, Zach, you can see it that way. You can see it if you took it from that short sight saying you seeing another black man. Did he lie about the situation with the Flint water crisis? I mean, if y'all see it that way, like I say, he called them all out. He don't just sit up here and just pick and choose. I'm just giving you a different point, how different people see it. But you can go back and you can go pull it out, like he said. He told you can go pull it out and see what it is, if it was a lie or not. Hey, listen. Thanks, Concrete. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. He said, just why I appreciate 810, because even if it's a political their line, they will call them out when they disagree with their actions on council. I mean, let me see. Just like Trump, why they keep talking about Obama since he has been Trump, Biden to Trump on. I mean, but that it what it I think to me is I think more what Tim Black was doing was just showing how a lot of our blacks, you know what I'm saying, do the bidding of the Democratic Party. And like I said, and that's what Maurice Davis got in trouble for. Maurice went to go ask Trump for help. Just think about it. Went to go ask Trump for help. I'm not saying Trump ain't, Trump, even when he was in office, he could have did something. He back in office, he ain't did nothing. Listen, I understand that. But he went. We was told by Roland Martin, all of them, wait till Biden get in office. Just look how they tried to crucify Ice Cube. And like I said, you had Dr. Claude Anderson. You know what I'm saying? We had him, but they didn't highlight Dr. Claude Anderson. They was just saying Ice Cube. And that's no different when you see with Jamal Bryant and what fires the protest against what was it, Target. It says it's cool to call somebody out. Petty Fish, I don't think he was really just calling out. He was just showing stuff that D.L. Hughley be doing. I think sometimes we get too caught up when we be just showing he just really high. He was a Democrat. That's the funny thing. Tim Black was a Democrat. He from D.C. I mean, sometimes I mean, you don't think Obama shit. I mean, listen, I don't think all he was doing is showing that all of them did it. He was just trying to tell, to me, in my humble opinion, maybe he was telling Kamala, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, you can't put saying this one ain't told no lies when this one told lies. The Flint one, man, it caught my attention. Because we still right here where we at now. Like I said, I've been telling y'all, we got a black city council, majority, black mayor, black state rep. But see, on that aspect, we're coming with that saying, oh, another black man tearing down another black man. So what, we don't supposed to call Neely out because he a black man? I mean, but sometimes, Petty Fish, we can't always be, it'd be no different when they tell them other people to shut up and dribble. I missed the time we used to tell jokes. That's the sentence I got caught up on. That's him telling another man to shut up because he probably didn't agree with what he saying. He calling himself fighting for the Democratic Party. What's up, Yogi G, with the 499 super sticker? Thank you, beloved. Said our government is picking our pockets in plain sight right. Let me see. Regarding Obamacare, I know everybody know a relative or a friend that is alive today because they got health care for the first time. Oh, no, for sure. We not saying it didn't help. We do know that it was stripped apart, but maybe for people who had jobs, they probably couldn't afford it. Maybe it drove their premiums up. We not saying maybe the ones who didn't, like I told you. If I had to pay a little more for the uninsured to be on it, I wouldn't be crying. I'm just telling you. I wouldn't be crying. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not knocking it or nothing. I'm just saying, but a lot of the stuff, how it got did. But yeah, but it was a Republican that Affordable Care Act came from the Heritage Foundation. Ain't them the same people that brought you Project 25? And yes, they did strip it down. Because didn't Mitt Romney use it when he was the governor of Boston? Or was he? Yeah, I think he was using it when was he the governor of Boston or something? But like I say, it hit people different. It hit people different. Maybe the middle class maybe it was too much for the middle class. You never know, but like I say, we can't get caught up. A lot of stuff, DL, like I don't agree with everything, Tim Black. You know, some things I agree with. That's why I try to bring y'all different ones. I'm even looking at what's my man name? Oh my goodness. I don't think y'all probably ready for them if I bring up some of their videos because you probably wouldn't like it. How hard they be going that. Let me see what you saying. Petty Fisher, here's my thing. You said dude used to be a Democrat, as if being a Republican or even an independent makes the life less hard. You still have to deal with the insurances and local government issues. Flock. I mean, but Petty Fish, I think he independent now. But I'm just telling you who he was. Who you think you gonna go at, Petty Fish? Most of the people that you gonna go at is the party that you was affiliated with. Usually when they fall out. Maybe they did something we might don't know what the Democrats did to him. Just like we going at Democrats up this way. But because he might don't address it the way you want it addressed. We're not saying the Republicans is any better, but we can't keep getting caught up in because how he take his thing on it. Because it might be people who look at us how we call Neely out. Just like people be laughing when Liddell being called a moose. But see, we forget that. This is where I think that like it's all right when we can diss people that, you know, we can talk about the people we don't like. Oh, you know what I'm saying? I don't think nobody is above, you know what I'm saying, critique. You might have didn't like the way he did it. That's just how it is. Let me see this. Regarding healthcare, never forget that Obama opposition would rather see you die than you get healthcare. That is why the premiums are up. It's not for sure. You seen when Trump came back in what he did. But yet you still have blacks vote for him. Let's be honest. Like we think even with like when you hear Make America Great Again, you still gonna have blacks that still vote for him. It ain't make America Great Again for us. I mean, but you still have people I voted for. I did this for my pocket, but in the long run, who did it hurt? They didn't think putting him in, he was just look at it right now, how he cut Medicaid, all the different cuts going on. It is what it is. Facts people don't like. Oh no, for sure, concrete facts people don't like you to talk about their favorite politicians. No, they look, they favorite politician. The only time they really want to fall out with them, man, is listen, they'll forget their favorite person 100 times over. It said, let me see. Let's go, Petty Fish. I see where we going. It said, are you saying self-evaluate because although Liddell is deserving what his words, her being called a bad word or her stealing from Flint, allegedly? So I'm just asking, so you saying you can still call her out for stealing without having to use names like that. I'm just saying. Everybody deal with how they want to deal with it. We can't pick and choose. Oh, it's okay when we calling this person out bad, but then because we like this person out here and they did something bad, we can't call them out. That's, you know what I'm saying? You can't have it both ways. I'm just saying if you mad because he told, that ain't the first person. I'm just saying DL ain't the first person that was told to shut up, to go just tell jokes. As even like with Cardi B. I mean, what has really, and I'm not knocking Cardi B. I believe she she done something, but do we really need Cardi B out here? Like, okay, she tell you I did this, but we tricked men and had them, got them drugged and did all this and that. I'm just saying. And then we'll get mad if somebody say, well, I don't want Cardi B speaking for me. It's no different you saying you don't want Candace Owens speaking for you. I don't agree with it none about damn near 99.9% of what Candace Owens talking about, but what she is speaking truth on certain things, I listen. But I'm just saying we got to get tough skin and stuff. Like just because DL, he might be a great comedian, but he's not. You know what I'm saying? If that's how that man feel about it, that's his opinion. Let me see. Shaking my head. Biden told us we not black and we don't vote for him. Shaking my head. That went over a lot of people's head. What's the difference between him and Trump? Dems and Republicans. But no, that ain't it. We forgave Biden. He was part of the 95 crime bill. Hey, I figure we agree on something, Petty Fish. We agree on something. But I mean, but look how easy it was. We forgot. Well, Biden, like, did y'all forget what he went and talked to the leaders, the so-called leaders of the blacks, when he told Al Sharpton and them, listen, y'all need to link up with the Latino community. I'm just saying, I'm not listening. Obama did a lot of great things. I'm not saying he ain't did nothing great. He just saying, like, sometime. Look, Kamala was here. Did she really speak up on the Flint water? Do we think whatever president get in gonna change the situation on this Flint water? I'm just saying, we sit up here. It's like we damn near damned if you do, if you don't. The Democratic Party here. I'm just saying, you got a Democratic mayor. Allegedly, they all supposed to be Democrats on that council. We know the majority of it's black, can't get no money to go over there to the north side of the Flint River. If you want to be honest, you want to see Jim Crow, look at the Flint City Council. Look at Flint City Council. We can sit up there and, let me see, putting Cardi B in front of black. Come on, Michelle Mayer. Come on, walk with me through this. Putting Cardi B in front of black folks is the same as putting a clown, uneducated mayor and a non-reading state rep in our face, non-serious people. But they can't see that, though. You know what I'm saying? They can't see that. We can see people firing away, but we can't see people right up and close. Let me see. Well, what T say? Cardi B is not speaking for us. That was kicking in the 99 and the 2000. She relate to the younger kids that don't judge her for what she does. But facts, yeah, she might do, but you still need, she might relate to the younger kids, right? But they don't mind about putting the Cardi B up there. They'll let Cardi B go ahead and they'll put her out to the masses. But they don't want a person like a Fred Hampton out to the masses. We got brilliant young minds that's thinking that, but they won't put them out to the masses. See, they will put somebody like Cardi B. And don't get me wrong, I done been to the weed shops and everything, but when you got people who not doing drugs and nothing telling you this what you need to do, they don't want to put them out to the masses. People that's thinking, I did, my stories. Like, what about the ones, we all done heard street stories. Like, when do we get tired of them? How many people that was shooting? How many was doing drugs? I went here. I blew 40,000 on this. Like, how many of them stories do we got to relive? How many more generations? Why we don't get caught up? Why we ain't got more Fred Hamptons and, how the blacks back then? I'm not saying we didn't have people that was doing drugs back then, but not probably at this alignment rate that we got. I'm just saying. What's up, Ron Uncut? Thank you for joining us again. Let me see. Ron said, good morning, guys. Biden was full of blow-on racists. Well, he wanted to say known racists. And in the 60s, let me see. Okay, let me see. Concrete. Obama made his VIP. I personally was hot about that back then, but voted for them anyway because I wanted to see the first black president for sure. Let me see, Mama Cool. They always send one of us to the community in order to divide us. I don't understand why we even react to someone speaking nonsense like Cardi B. Let me see this one right here. Hope Beasley. I found myself getting caught up in my feelings and was as mad as hell, but let it sink in and realize this issue has merit. The games people play. What's up, times 19, 188, 18, 188. Abram, respect family, stay consistent and healthy for sure. Like, for sure. As long as we are divided and fighting against each other, this is what we get for sure. And don't nobody see none of that. Let me see what it says. Time says, the problem is, my brother, we ain't got no more big mamas that would tell these young women to go wash their ass and teach them how to make real cornbread and collard greens with smoked turkey wings. For sure, brother. You damn near sounded like Tony for a second. But I mean, for sure. I mean, because we didn't look what we didn't got rushed into. I was talking about it the other day when I said you looking at filthy rap, and don't get it. Don't get me wrong. I like the 2 Live Crew too, listener. I like 2 Live Crew. I listen to it. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I also like the conscious rap, like Public Enemy, Poor Righteous Teachers. You know what I'm saying? KRS One with Boogie Down Production. But you can damn near get it. I love NWA. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the, you know what I'm saying? So it was like we was getting a kind of dosage of both of it. Even when you got the Southern rap, when it started getting mainstream, you know, they started bringing it up and we can hear it. Even they had a different, but I mean, listen, what we got now to where it is, because even go look at the rappers then, the ones back then, they like, we didn't foresee this. Even with some of the stuff, Luke looked like the stuff they did was nothing compared to the lyrics now. Remember, it was a time they was fighting to put that parental advisory on there. It was a time certain stuff they wouldn't show. But hell, we not owning the radio stations. Hell, we not even owning the radio. What's the names? Fax, Kenneth, Gil, Scott Heron, and the Last Poets. But a lot of time, people not even understanding what rap, just like with the spirituals, when people were singing, they was, even the blues, they were singing of what they was going through. No different than rap. It's just the eras. It's just a different time. That's what rap really was. If you go listen to the message, just go listen to it, what you was hearing. Let me see who just hit me. Yeah, go listen to it. Thanks, Petty Fish, with the $5 super chat. Thank you, beloved. Let me see. Shooting the shit, T, my fellow 7 Wardy. And there's no more grandfather tell these young men to get off their ass, stop getting high and making babies to broken homes and living off their women. Okay, shooting the shit, T, you spitting facts right there. Let me see. Let me see. I ain't giving no woman who's requiring 50,000. I ain't getting nothing out of the deal. Play some used box. Oh hell no. 810-50,000. This is not the group 3 times dope funky dividend. I feel I couldn't even get that out. Funky dividend. Let me see. Hope Beasley with the $20 super chat. Thank you, beloved. They allowed these new rappers to make money storytelling and more and locking their asses up. That's what is crazy. That who gets to want to be a millionaire and then want to get out here and want to start killing. Like, it's a culture that they promoted, but we not looking at the companies that got these rappers, how they making money when they did. Just think about it. They still make money when you did. They was making it off of you when you was living, and we gonna make it off you when you did. Now that ain't no gangster, I don't know what to tell you. I can make money off you living in when you did. That's real gangsters right there. Let me see. What common sense said. Rapping them big ass gold chains was the beginning of our downfall. I don't think it really was. I think seen them on YouTube. They gotta have 200K. Let me see what Michelle said. Why the state of Michigan passed the largest bill in state history and Flint receiving nothing? It's been over a decade since Flint has a bill passed on this behalf at the state. Neely. Wow. What's up, my good brother Bilal and tapped in? I would love how one would take my care of your kids, protect it, find out if a brother a good man, because these women love the other. I mean, it's messed up all around the board. Hope Beasley, thank you, beloved. Thank you, beloved. Them insurance policies too. I mean, just think about how it is. Just look at it like this, family, and I get it. But who destroyed the inner city? Oh, hold on, fam. I got to take this call. What's up, family? I'm back. That was my family member I had to check on. Say, let me see what Concrete said. The government told them record executives they made enough money, enough profit. Oh shit. let me get back to concrete. They made enough profit off conscious hip hop. You can't have them Negroes waking up to their oppression allegedly. Facts. Let me see what T said. Because we have Mrs. Neely, who is just a seat filler for her husband and not a real politician. Facts. And that's what people and that's what I'm saying. That is what is so wrong, though, really, T, my fellow 740. And that's what is so wrong. That we allowing these people to sit up here and play in our face and knowing that woman not doing nothing. We know the mayor is the mayor and the state rep. You can't get me to believe the state rep Cynthia Neely know how to write a bill. You can't get me to, and I'm not knocking, and that woman may be an intelligent woman, but she might know how to do it now because she should know how to do it. But I'm willing to say that I'm willing to bet. Like what me and my cousin was talking about this morning. He said when people can't agree on something, that's when you bet. And they was talking about a game. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to be honest. Let me see. Inner city is like slave quarters. Facts. The black music was infiltrated in 1996 when the FCC passed a bill to allow profanity to be played on the radio. That's when rap and hip hop became destructive against the black community. Because they wanted it out there. Like a lot of people was knocking NWA. They was telling you what was going on when they was like F the police. Because listen, and they, like I said, some of them was born in the 60s. They got to see how the police did. Hell, you just got a video of how police snatched a woman with her 15-year-old kid, and thank God she had cameras in the car and caught it. This ain't nothing new. That's when people seeing ICE come out here. Listen, family, I was watching them jokers yesterday. I mean, this past weekend. During the weekday when they was pulling people over. I'm talking about the police. I got license and everything, and I was nervous. What's the name in the car and everything. I'm like, I was watching them when I was on the expressway. They had their what's the name on. I'm like, God damn. I get it. But how is y'all missing all the crime that's going on in here? If you all on the expressways, you got the guns out for to catch the people speeding or whatever. That's some hell of shit to be. That's hella pressure to be up under. Then when you got these nasty sapsuckers, when they got attitudes, just think about it. Come down to city council. Them police ain't come down, and you would think they would be peacemakers. They more like peace breakers. They don't be coming down here to de-escalate. We still trying to have police de-escalate. Police still whooping people ass, still killing people and justifying it. They done went so far, you done caught some that done raped people. They got that title and they feel can't nothing happen to them and they can do whatever they want to do. Y'all don't think y'all confusing them when y'all sicking them on people? We forget a part about that. Just go look at what they did to the black movement. Just go think about it with the government. I mean, they tried to infiltrate everybody organization and cause mayhem. But we act like we don't see that going on. We sitting up here, I get it, the mayor taking pictures with the police. But what the big problem is, and I'm gonna say, a lot of time our politicians are some of the biggest hypocrites of America, and I'm talking about locally. Sometimes they have to call out them police. Don't just call them out, you know what I'm saying, then everything back cool. Because you can't be playing games with me and think I'm not gonna call your ass out and be going back and forth. I wouldn't care. Like Dennis, me personally, I couldn't vote for none to get no money to none of the police in Flint. I couldn't do it with a good conscience. And I'm not saying all of them bad, but it's too many of them from the top down. They done things where it's questionable. When they say one bad apple, yeah, Duke, you can have a bunch of, that's how I roll. It can be probably 11 good apples, but if the 12th apple is sitting on them apples, I don't want none in that bucket. I'm just telling you how I roll. Let me see. Most of gangster rap was against the government, and the government was the ones that told you they was bad. Facts. When Ice Cube wrote Dope Man, he wasn't glorifying dope selling on use. He was telling the story of what was happening in the hood, in my opinion. Yeah, but see, people didn't understand that. They tried to flip it. You know what I'm saying? They was flipping. You know, they wanted to flip it to what they was. They was telling you what was going on in the neighborhood. We lost all humility when them damn gold chains appeared and have never recovered. Common sense. You know why we wear gold chains, brother? That's probably where we came from. When the kings was wearing them back then. That's why we put it on. I don't think you then got me like, I got to get you sucker. They over gold. Let me see what Zach said. Luther Campbell, Two Live Crew was on 1991 Supreme Court free speech decision. That's when rap turned. Well, all they did was just want to put a parental advisory discretion on there. Other rappers that came along later, now that's a different story. I mean, you know, when they really did, who was the first one? When the Death Row who did it was really showing they was really pushing that, because I think that's really what it changed and everybody else. Well, I mean, Death Row made it famous and everybody wanted to follow. I think to me what happened, and I'm going to go back to when Pac said it, when they let the drug dealers start, he said when they got in the game, you know, and that was his opinion. Go read the Vibe magazine. Was it 94 or 95 when he was saying, I think when the streets intermingle with corporate, and don't get it twisted, family, the streets been intermingling with corporate. So don't get it twisted. Go look at, you want to go back to Joe Paul Kennedy that was running liquor. So the streets and corporate America been you know, they like this with each other. And you can go watch the gangs in New York. What's up, LaWanda Terry? Thank you for tapping in. I think when they saw when it was money, I think when the people, because remember, rap was still in its purest form. It was still in the 90s. But I think when Big Money came in, that's like when you start having C. Dolores Tucker, when you start having like the people wanted to come in and take over what they knew what they could do with it. I'm saying wearing any kind of chain around your neck in America is an oxymoron if you are black. I mean, they always do that. That's how they gonna do that to us. Obama did not stand up for black issues. He stayed 100 miles away from solid black issues. I mean, yeah, he didn't want to acknowledge that he knew Minister Farrakhan, but Minister Farrakhan kept it real and put the picture out there because he wanted. Like when men went to be saying we don't want nobody to say we cost them that election, that's where I really took that from. Sagan was probably a play by the CIA. The CIA FBI moved all through the music industry with psychological operations. But we act like they don't. Sure do. I see it every morning on the North. Let me see, Zachary. James Brown had a song, Heroin, in the 1970s, talked about the abuse of the drug. When people, I mean, but they don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? What you thought Rick James when he did Mary Jane? Dr. Dre and Snoop Doggy Dogg was the beginning of the end of conscious, in my opinion. I mean, I really want, because they want to say they want to push in gangster rap, but they say Eazy-E was the, you know, they call Eazy-E the godfather of gangster rap, but really gangster rap always has been around if you go to Schoolie D and them. You can go back and see that it was always gangster rap, but not see what it was. They looked at California because it came with something a lot of people wasn't hip to when they was bringing the Crips and the Bloods. See, really, Ice Cube, NWA, them was documenting what was going on in Cali. Just like people from the East Coast was documenting what was going on over there, but it was a little difference because you did have you had the 5%ers in New York, you know what I'm saying? So you had a lot of you did have people with conscience. I don't know, but as you can see it now, you got a lot of, you know, as far as the Nation of Islam, it is on the West Coast. But I don't know if it you know what I'm saying, because the West Coast, they did want to break up. You got to think it had a lot of conscious people there. Just go look at and a lot of them gangs came from being the Black Panthers. I don't know if y'all go watch Kev Mack videos, man. I watch a lot of his when you go look at how when they destroyed the Black Panthers in California on the West Coast, you can start seeing really like the gangs start popping up. But what people don't understand, really a lot of them Crips and Bloods, it was really popping up because they was under pressure from the whites. That's what they was protecting their neighborhood. It's just that we got to beefing with each other. No, hey, Concrete, for sure. But see, a lot of people don't be, you know, you have to be a hip hop head to understand that. I ain't gonna lie. I remember when my big cousin, I used to go to some of them. He used to take me to some of them. The first rap shows that was having here. I was young, about 7, 8, maybe 9. I remember I was up at damn, was it Bursting? I remember when Flint was trying to win his hip hop scene was in the infant stage. Let me go, Mark Hutchins. Looking back 30 years, see Dolores Tucker and Calvin Bush actually had a good point. They were trying to keep it right. Just can't blame them for that. But it was the way they went about it, though, Mark. They was coming with Bob Dole, but it was like how they went about it. They didn't understand you don't just come. They came more as like a stern parent or one who want to be is my way or the highway. And they didn't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Even when they wanted to meet with Suge Knight, okay, they was gonna do this money, even with Dionne Warwick, and you know what I'm saying? It was no different than LeBron James when you had the Miami owner, Mickey Arison, and you had the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers. What's his name? When they was fighting over LeBron. And that's what it was. You just had the elites. Whites was fighting over Suge Knight on which way was they gonna go. Was they gonna go with Bob Doyle and C. Dolores Tucker and Dionne Warwick and Calvin Buss, what they wanted them to do? Because remember, they was gonna have that meeting at Dionne Warwick house. And and Suge Knight just happened to go with Tim Fields and who was running Interscope and Jimmy Iovine, probably they people that they had. See, that's what you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, who the ones rich? Not Suge Knight. Even with LeBron, yeah, LeBron got some little, he got a little baby money. Even though he might be worth damn near $1 billion, little baby money. How much do Mickey Arison them got? How much do my man the old Cleveland Browns got? I mean the Cleveland Cavaliers got. That's the real stuff we should be looking at. You know, we be looking at stuff. Why LeBron? And like I said, it just show you, yes, Mickey. True. That's what the older generation is supposed to do. That is healthy thing. It keeps them from going too far. But look who they was bringing in. Look at the key people. Even see Dolores Tucker and them was bringing. You had Senator Bob Dole and all of them. Like I say, I don't just think it was in the like how she went about it. Like I say, I like my uncle said, he used to say you can catch just as many flies with honey as you can shit. And maybe she should have went in with honey and not shit. And then you already and coming in, you know, with this looking Flint. You got the older generation, how they disconnected from the younger generation. And you hear what Winter say, how we sitting up here beefing with people that's 70-something years old, ain't let it go. And then we expect the ones up under us supposed to be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? The ones in the 20s and the 30s, when they looking at the people in the 50s and 60s and 70s can't even get along. You know, look how we looking at. I mean, just look, where you see any agreement at? We done seen so much disrespectful from the people on these boards to the residents and to even their board members. You know what I'm saying? Look at the president of the school board talking shit to one of the trustees, Trustee Relly Mellifer. It wasn't just her. Look how they did. Look how they did Danielle. Just to be honest, what she went through. But even that, look how they did Anita, the superintendent. What's up, Cicero? You never lay good, brother. I'm saying just look how we did with our own people. That, you know what I'm saying? Allow Joyce to go attack. Right. Because they never thought that beefing, it would get to this. It would come off of wax and go to this. But that's how we is. In sort of a way. Like we go to beefing and we don't know how to pull it back. At first, we sometimes we know how to pull it back. We don't know how to pull it back. Go look at a Young Thug, what they went through. Look at Big U, what he going through right now. All this is from that era back then. It's just to where we at now. This where, you know what I'm saying? You wasn't hearing about it because it wasn't a lot of cameras and all that, but rappers was getting their ass whooped, people was getting robbed and all of that. But it wasn't to the extent that we seeing it now because we got these. That's just like what you seeing. Right. Facts. How you think we got the son? Self-destruction. Right. How you think we got the son from the West Coast? We all in the same gang. it was always we was trying to do it, but it was always something was in the way. You know what I'm saying? It was always something in the way. It was always a roadblock. No, you know what, Denise Cousins? I just think as time, everything evolves. And that's what we got to look at. Because I remember Snoop Dogg, if you go look at how rap was in the beginning, because when Snoop Dogg came to how it is now. Because if you go look at the Furious Five, it's damn near to how rap was. To me, it's just it, and then you still got people that spitting, flow. But to me, it's like rap went back to how it was. That's how I look at with the rappers now. And I just feel like it went back to how it was. When you go look at Grandmaster Cash, Melly Mel, you know what I'm saying? All of them. I just think it just went back to how it was. Now, I don't get it, the lyrics, it is what it is. But I just think a lot of it went back to how it was. Let me see, white America. They pay money hungry blacks off to betray their own. The love of money is the root of all evil, for sure. Thanks, Unc. Perceived power is a diabolical drug. Oh, Kenneth, no, it is. But get on council, feel you the man. Because we so easily, just think about it. When what Biggie said in some fat, black, ugly as ever, but however, Gucci down to the socks. And that right there. You can give, like I said, it can be a gorilla, could be a millionaire. And the way society is, if you got the money, you gonna get. I mean, it's just what it is. What you think when we seeing these people be all around the entertainment? Just think about it. In everything down there in America, in this society, if you got money, just think about it. You had people going over to Dubai to get defecated on. And because now, what type of sick fantasy? What type of sick individual you have to be where you want, if you let me do this, but this is what we at fires with the money. What we would do. People would play their own misery out and live. Seriously. People would I'll pay you to see your pain. You know what I'm saying? Look at basketball wives. Like, it was a time when people got divorced. People didn't want them to know they was divorced. But now it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of things that we was against that we for now, in my humble opinion. But like I said, let's don't get too upset if somebody is, we ain't none of us too big to be criticizing, to be critiqued. Let me see what Michelle Neely's have become millionaires but haven't done anything for the people. But I keep telling y'all, but they would love that. Neely just played on the psyche of the residents. That's why I say that brother know what he doing. That man played on the psyche of the residents. And like Winter said, he'd find a couple people out here who got some little social status in the city and help them out. And when people looked, they made money. And they got you believing no more than with this person, what I was just showing y'all when he said it got the people, billionaires got people, the man at the bottom think if he keep working, he could be rich as them. And that's what Neely did. Neely just... Listen, man, that brother make me think he's a Mason or something. A wicked one at that. Because it's just like he just really studied the piece. He studied Flint. Like Winters was telling y'all, he said we got a attention span like that. We got to just think about it. He came to the FNU meeting and didn't nobody call his ass out. Hey, look, no politics here. Because I remember it was a time when we went, when somebody was talking about it and they was blocking. That's when that's when they told me I couldn't record. That's when you had a person in the first ward was calling out the first ward council person. And I heard them say, no politics in here. They said no politics at the FNU meeting. But the first Saturday of this month, it was politics played down at the FNU meeting. That's why I say we should be able to record them. Because then you can get to see the mayor can do what he want to do and his crew, and the other people can't. That's why I say, it's it's making me think, he feel he can get away with it because the people, I guess the movers and shakers in Flint, is allowing him to do this. But I just hope the residents wake up and say, look, we done had enough. Neely, you up out of here. We love your wife. She can go back. She ain't got to hide no more. Because I've been getting, people been sending me stuff saying, hey, I can't say it, but then, hey, the wife's still doing here. We already see her attendance record. Now, if she ain't down there, she got to be somewhere. But I ain't mad at y'all. Oh, no facts. Shoot, my fellow 740 said Run DMC Carrots One era started the big gold chains, and that generation was more in touch with our history, along the way true meaning may have been lost, but we have to teach our own facts. Hey, listen, that's why I said even with Jay-Z, when I saw him rocking the 5% chains, see, a lot of them was rocking. You got to think when GameStar came out. I remember that first video. He was in it like he was down there Malcolm, but he was rocking the 5% Nation. So, you know what I'm saying? I understand some of the stuff why you had a lot of the conscious rap, like some of it was coming out in New York. I'm not saying, but that's what they was pushing mainstream in. Because even listen, all the other rappers said they was having a hard time. Even the West Coast, you go to the Bay Area, they on a different time. They conscious out that way too. Facts. That's why I do believe you got to, everything is coming back full circle, family. But I thank y'all for tapping in, sitting up here with old Otis and everything, family. Y'all know we're going to put it down for y'all at 6:15. I'm going to be in a little early. I might start the show at 6 o'clock. Who knows? I might want to come in. I'm going to start at 6:15 because I know Winter's ass ain't going to. No, I might start at 6 o'clock because y'all know the college game's on. Michigan did their thing last night like I wanted, whooped Howard ass and them home. I thought Duke was out of here, but they pulled it off. Shout out to Duke. Them State did their thing, but I only care about maize and blue, baby. I see y'all later on. Peace.